Alabama trailing Southeast Missouri State by a score of 7-4 as we go to the bottom half of inning number 6. Brandon Smith on the hill, set to deliver. Pitch number 116 on the night. And it's a strike. Dallin Rice, it's 0-1. Rice 0 for 2. Hit into a fielder's choice and later scored in the second. Popped out to shallow center field in the fourth.
Brandon Smith steps out there and throws first pitch strike. Although it was his 115th pitch in a 4-game regional, you're not going to come back on 1 day's rest. So you can see Coach Hogan going with Smith for a long time tonight.
1-2 the count. Breaking ball just missed, and it's 2-2. You could see the reaction by McDonald. He really was hoping for that call. As the crowd has started to get back in this ball game, Tim, Southeast Missouri State wants to keep Alabama off the bases, keep the momentum squarely on the side of the Indians.
That's one of the things they wanted to do right there. Get this leadoff hitter out. Not a very good sign. 3-2 right now. Brandon Smith only has pitched 89 innings this year. He's not really up in the innings so far, but you know, I think Coach Hogan's going to leave him out there for a while.
Ground ball right side. That'll get through for a base hit. So Alabama has the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they've got the top of the order coming to the plate.
We talked about it all day, the home field advantage in regional play. Everywhere you go where the crowds are big. Just there, Alabama's fans get back into it. Although they're down 3, Southeast Missouri hasn't been in front of this kind of crowd all year, I don't think.
Mark Frazier, a senior right-hander, has made his way to the bullpen as the familiar chant of Roll Tide starts to echo throughout Sewell Thomas Stadium. Travis Garner, who is 1 for 2, couple of runs scored, a walk, a single, and a ground out, comes to the plate.
Mark Frazier is Southeast Missouri's #1 guy out of the pen with 25 appearances in 50 innings.
Garner showed bunt, and he got hit on the arm. He was showing bunt. I don't know that he was trying to just move the runner over. He's got great speed. Looked like he was trying to bunt for a base hit.
He was trying to bunt for a base hit right there, and Brandon Smith loses one up and in and hits him on the elbow.
And Mark Hogan is going to appeal to the home plate umpire, then asked for help down at first for Ron Sebastian. He says nope.
Mark was out there appealing to see if he bunted at the ball.
Right.
And that's one of the things that usually happens on a drag bunt. They will go for the ball, and the arm does go out over the plate.
But he was able to pull back as the hit batsman puts runners at first and second now with nobody gone for Peter Stonard. He represents the tying run, and Mark Hogan is going to come out, and that'll do it for Brandon Smith. The Indians deciding that their starting right-hander has given them enough, or at least all that he's able to give tonight. About 120 pitches all the evening, 122 to be exact.
I thought Coach Hogan would let him go a little bit longer, but he's going to go to the left-hander out of the pen right now.
It's going to be Tim Alverez, a junior, 6'4", 215 out of Central Point, Oregon. Transfer from Eastern Arizona Community College. Will come on and try to close the door on the tie. Brandon Smith exits. A great effort, but he's going to need some help if the Indians are to knock off Alabama. A couple of saves and a 2.75 ERA. 15 appearances now on the year. Half of them have been in a relief role, and Mark Hogan and Jim Wells exchanging some very heated words. I've never seen Jim Wells that hot at an opposing head coach.
Between the innings right there, seeing Alverez throw from the down under, Alabama's hitters, Coach Wells called Alabama's hitters. Coach Hogan thought they were getting too close to being behind home plate and went to talk to the home plate umpire. I think Coach Wells let him know in particular words down there to worry about his own ball club, and he'll take care of his.
Mark Hogan talked yesterday about being happy to return to Alabama, where he was an Alabamian for about 7 years. He is definitely considered an outsider right now. For the first time all night, the Alabama crowd is on its feet. Tying run at the plate in Peter Stonard as Bama bats in the bottom of the 6th inning. Runners at first and second, nobody gone. Fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
As an opposing pitcher, that's what you want to do. The crowd's getting back into it a little bit. Coach Hogan got the crowd back into it a little more than they were there between innings and between pitches, and come out there, throw the first pitch strike, see what happens.
Oh, 1 slow roller, could be 2. The flip to second, Bonilla on to first in time for the double play.
Repeat of game 1 here today, Chris. Florida Atlantic got Auburn to hit into numerous double plays.
Alabama has rolled into 60 double plays on the year. That is the 6th to make that the 5th by Stonard, and it was tailor-made.
Alverez makes a great pitch, gets a ground ball right to the shortstop. 6-4-3 couldn't have been drawn up any better.
But there's still a man aboard for Jeremy Brown, who hit a 3-run double back in the 2nd inning. At the time, it tied the score at 4 apiece. First pitch misses. It's 1-0. This could be monumental for Southeast Missouri State if they can get out of this inning without allowing a run.
Alverez is a unique pitcher, throwing from down under from the left-hand side. You really don't see that a lot.
That one's called a strike. It evens the count at 1-1.
I don't think you'll see anything inner part of the plate, although he's going in right here, it looks like.
1-1 popped up. That will get into the seats and out of play, and it moves to 1-2. Brown walked in the first, 3-run double in the second. He struck out looking to end the 4th with a base runner at 3rd. Brown awaits the 1-2 pitch from Alverez.
If you're Alabama, that's who you want up at the plate right now. Brown and McClanahan, that's their big guns.
Swings and misses. Strike 3, and Alverez comes on to put out the Alabama Fire. The Tide, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a big runner left on base. We played 6. Indians still leading by 3. Sunday mornings, we invite you to tune into CSS as we take you into the wild. 3.5 hours of hunting and fishing shows beginning at 8 a.m. Eastern right here on CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Along with Tim Parents, and I'm Chris Stewart. Florida Atlantic knocked off Auburn earlier today, 16-11, as one Southeastern Conference school was knocked into the loser's bracket. Southeast Missouri State trying to set up that much anticipated matchup.
Locate your stuff in his zone, make them swing. If they're going to beat us, they're going to hit it to beat us. We're not going to walk them and give them the free pass.
The 1-2 just misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pavkovich struck out in the 3rd inning. And I think he was concerned he may have struck out right there. He looked that one all the way back into the mid of the catcher, Tristan McDonald. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fisted him inside. Stuckey throws on to first in time to retire the leadoff man again for Alabama. This one here in the 8th inning.
Boy, Alverez has done a great job out on the outer half of the plate. Then all of a sudden busted him in. You saw it in the last inning against Boyd. Boyd had to swing where the ball was right under his hands. That left-hander from down under, like we said, the ball's just running a different way.
They've actually got a left-hander from down under. It is the man that will start tomorrow's game, Brad Purcell, an Australian. Not an underhand delivery, just a guy from down under. Bo Harrod, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1 this year in that role. But on the season, hitting at a pretty decent clip. 320, 5th best on this Alabama team. He takes a strike at the knees, and it's even at 1-1. Herod with 10 home runs, 3rd on the team in that category, and 49 RBI, also 3rd highest on the squad. Had a good rip at that one, but fouled it back. It's 1-2.
Coach Wells loading that lineup with right-handed hitters.
I don't think you'll see Alan Rice. You might see Rice bat. He has actually swung the bat pretty well against left-handers.
Yeah, but this is a unique left-hander right there.
It is indeed, and there's Carlos Sosa, who has grabbed a bat. In fact, the bat right out of Alan Rice's hand to stand into the on-deck circle. Man that most folks thought would be the starting shortstop for Alabama this year, but suffered an Achilles tendon injury that required surgery in the offseason. As Herod goes down swinging, and there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th.
Boy, Alverez has been the answer right now. There it is again. Hard stuff away. Hard away. Alabama's hitters just can't catch up right now. They're a little bit behind.
2nd strikeout recorded by Alverez. That is the 5th of the night for the Southeast Missouri State staff. And Carlos Sosa will pinch hit. Sosa's hitting .265. 27 hits in 102 at-bats. He is appearing in his 37th game on the year. Sosa 6'1", 195, a junior college transfer from Veracruz, Mexico.
We'll see if Alvarez starts him off with a fastball all the way, just like he's done everyone else to get ahead in the count.
Misses inside there. It's 1-0. Rice had gone 1 for 3 on the night. He hit into a fielder's choice and scored in the 2nd, popped out in the 4th, and then singled, but was stranded at 2nd in the 6th. Actually stranded at 3rd base in that 6th inning. There's a strike at the knees, and it's even at 1-1.
Now the Alabama hitters have to look to try and hit the ball to right field. He's been staying out there. Till they get 2 strikes is when he comes in. Early in the count, he's away.
That one is roped to left. Hopkins is there and makes the catch right at the wall. That one was hit on the button, but Hopkins had him played perfectly. Alabama goes in order. We go to the 9th, an upset in the making as the Indians lead the Tide in Tuscaloosa.
Guys came out of the dugout swinging, and they're still swinging it right now for the lower seed teams.
Hopkins has not had a hit today, although he's reached base safely twice in 4 trips to the dish. Brent Carter's done a nice job in relief of the starter Shane Sanders. He is not allowed a run after Sanders gave up all 7 runs and 9 hits in 5+ innings of work. Carter has only allowed 1 hit. He's only walked 1 man. 0-2 pitch. Misses upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hopkins, the left fielder. Hopkins, Bonilla, and Hatton due up 2, 3, and 4 spots in the Southeast Missouri State order. You know they would love to add at least 1 more insurance run here in the 9th.
It'll be interesting if the leadoff guy gets on right here.
Sosa charges, fields, throws in time for the out. Carlos Sosa does stay in the game, and he gets a tough play right out of the blocks, but makes it easily.
Well, that's why he was a starting shortstop earlier in the year. Sosa's a great defensive player. As you see right here, ball hit down the line, and that's not an easy play. Scoops it up, makes a throw all in one motion to get a good runner right there in Hopkins. Now Bonilla steps in.
He really started all the trouble for Alabama in that first inning when he had the 2-run double.
Sure did. There he goes again.
First hit from the right side, though, as he strokes a solid single into left field. Only the 2nd hit given up by Carter, but the 11th hit of the night for Southeast Missouri State. And Vern Hatton, who has gone hitless on the night, comes to the plate. Couple of strikeouts looking, a ground out, a pop out for the top offensive threat for the Indians coming into tonight's game.
The Southeast Missouri State Indians are sitting in that dugout saying right now, come on, Mr. Hatton, do what you've done all year. Get us a big hit and get us a few more runs right now. He's pressed all night long, but we'll see what he can do.
1-0 pitch. Tapped foul. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Alabama is scheduled to send the top of the order to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning. Garner, Stonard, and Brown.
It'll be interesting to see if Coach Hogan starts the runner at first base with the left-hand pitcher on the mound, up by 3. His leading offensive guy up. Great hit and run count right here.
1-1, grounded to Stonard. Could be 2 to Pavkovich for 1 on the first double play. We'll see if the twin killing sparks the Alabama offense. Southeast Missouri State 3 outs away from the upset. We'll see if Bama has any life left in Tuscaloosa. You're watching CSS.
Be sure.
Everybody talked about, but only about 4 hours earlier. Tomorrow, Auburn facing the loser of this ball game, either Southeast Missouri State or the Alabama Crimson Tide. The Tigers were upset by Florida Atlantic earlier today, 16-11, dropped into the losers bracket. Alabama, the top seed, on the ropes, but they've got the top of the order coming to the plate to face Tim Alverez here in the bottom of the 9th. Travis Garner, Peter Stonard, and Jeremy Brown all scheduled to face the left-hander who has not allowed a base runner since coming on 3 innings ago. Alabama's won only 1 game in the 9th inning this year. That was a walk-off home run by Brent Boyd that allowed the Tide to beat Auburn on Saturday in their weekend series. The biggest deficit Alabama has come from behind in this year, an 8-1 deficit to Southeastern Louisiana after the 7th inning.
Chris, if you're Alabama, you got to like your chances with your 1, 2, and 3 hitters up. On the other hand, if you're Southeast Missouri, you got Alverez on the mound, and you still